In this video, we're going to talk about organizing ad campaigns. So how do we set up all of our information and how do we get prepared to actually build a campaign in the platform? So the first thing that we have to talk about is the ad groups and the keyword lists. And I made mention in previous videos, but I want to really explain the relationship between a list of keywords and an ad group. So typically when you are building a campaign, you want to create a list of keywords and a group of ads, an ad group, for each major topic. And so let's suppose that we have a list of keywords, keyword 1, 2, and 3, and then we have a list of ads, ad 1, 2, and 3, and they're all related to the same topic. Now, when somebody goes in and does a search and they type in keyword number 1, it can show ad number 1, ad number 2, or ad number 3. And so let me make this a little more real. So let's say that I am selling running shoes and somebody types in Nike cross trainers. Well, if ad number 1 says, hey, we have Nike cross trainers in our running shoe section, then that'll work perfectly. But if ad number 2 says, hey, we're featuring Under Armour shoes, that's not going to work as well when somebody types in Nike cross trainer. And so you have to know that each ad group can be used interchangeably. And so keyword 1 might trigger ad number 2, it might trigger 2 might trigger number 3, or 2 might trigger number 1. We really have no control over this mix. And so what happens is when we're building campaigns, we need to increase the granularity of our groups of ads. So we really want to kind of bucket each topic that we want to advertise for in our campaign and put each of those topics into an ad group with its own private keyword list that we don't use anywhere else in the campaign. Now, here's an example using a local bakery in Salt Lake City called Thule Bakery. Now, Thule Bakery does several different things, but we're going to focus on their cake-based business and their lunch-based business. Now, if they wanted to create ads for their custom cakes, they might use the keywords wedding cakes, birthday cakes, or custom cake designs. But if they wanted to create ads for their lunch-based business, they might have keywords of sandwiches, soups, homemade lunch, or build your own salad. All of those are different potential options for searches that relate to the same business, but can you see how the wedding cake searches wouldn't make any sense if we showed the lunch-based ads? So in this case, we want to have 2 different ad groups with 2 different lists. Another example would be like a bike shop. Now, a bike shop is going to have a lot of different things going on. They're going to first of all sell bicycles. So we might create a campaign just for selling bicycles. In that campaign, we are going to have a group of ads for road bike. We're going to have some keywords for racing, recreational, all different types of road biking. We're also going to have another ad group for mountain biking. And in the mountain biking area, we might look for full suspension, we might have hardtail, there might be a whole bunch of different related mountain bike searches that would show those ads. But when we get into selling clothing through the bicycle shop, maybe we want to just start kind of our own campaign. And the reason why we might want to have a separate campaign for bicycles than clothing is there might be some seasonality to it. We might be able to sell clothing all year long, but we might want to turn off the bicycle ads in the winter time when we switch to more winter activities. There could be an ad group under clothing for men's clothing. There could be an ad group for women's clothing. There could be an ad group for children's clothing. We could also have another completely different campaign for parts or for accessories, maybe bike pumps and, helmets and other things like that. And so in a bike shop, there could be a number of different campaigns with a variety of ad groups in each one of the campaigns. So it's important that you understand that there's kind of a hierarchy. There's an organization here. You have a Google Ads account, which is tied to your Gmail address. And in your account, you can have multiple campaigns, and in those campaigns, you can run multiple ad groups or topics, okay? Now, some people are very simple. They run one campaign with one ad group with a very few keywords, and they just keep it very simple. Except when you're fighting a battle of relevance, when you're really trying to offer the right advertising to the right searcher, typically you're going to want to expand this out, and you're going to want to have more granularity built throughout. Okay. Keyword match types is what we're going to talk about next. We're going to talk about how different keywords are perceived differently by the searcher and by Google, and how they've structured some of these rules. So I'll see you in the next lecture.